should be recording now.
It appears that we are.
Yeah, so that's a good thing.
We're off to a good start.
So why are we here?
We're doing a podcast. And we're super excited because we feel like Michigan teachers are awesome and they don't always get a chance to share with each other. And if we have them on a
podcast. You can only listen to it on an iPad.
Let me try that again. Have them on a podcast, then they can share all those awesome things.
Absolutely.
So, a little bit about us. Jeff, tell us about yourself. Tell us where you're from.
I am Jeff Gerlach. I am a Pisces. And
are you still a Pisces? Did that change?
It hasn't changed. I've maintained my Pisces status, I think, but I don't check it very often, so I don't know if that's something that can change. Is that something that can change?
No, remember, everything changed last year. Like somebody recalculated it. This is really technical and official right now, but
Roman jumped in to let me know that yes, it is.
It is good. Okay, I'm not just making it up.
No, you're not. But anyway, my name's Jeff Gerlach. I am a social studies teacher forever and for always. And it's pretty interesting. You're a social studies teacher too, right? So we're going to be completely social studies biased on this podcast.
For sure.
But I was a social studies teacher for 6 years. And then 3 years ago, I got a great opportunity to come on board at Michigan Virtual. And I've been, I started off as an instructional designer, and now I'm an instructional design coach, and I work exclusively with blended learning stuff. I'm so fortunate that I get to go out and do face-to-face professional development and build online courses and just get to interact with teachers throughout the state and support the growth of blended learning strategies in our classrooms to help personalize learning for our students. It's a pretty fantastic job. I'm living the dream.
Woo!
That sounded like fake enthusiasm.
I'm super fired up. It's like a rainy, dreary day. I'm trying to get fired up about this.
Well, get us fired up by telling us about. Get us fired up about by telling us about who you are.
Sure. I am Erin Lukehart, and I taught social studies for, I guess, almost 10 years, probably actually 8 years. I taught high school social studies downstate and then moved back to my quiet little hometown to be close to family. And with that, started teaching computers, something that I wasn't really familiar with, but something that kind of launched me into wanting to do more with technology. Then I was a tech coach, and then I jumped back into 8th grade social studies. And then this fall, actually got the opportunity to join you all at MVU as a blended learning coach. And it's tough, right? Because you love the classroom and you love the students and your colleagues and all of those things. But at the same time, for me, my passion was really to help teachers integrate technology effectively and to help them feel comfortable and not overwhelmed. Because I think sometimes teachers feel that way, right? They're like, hey, we got technology. Now you should use it. And they're like, wait, I don't know how. So
we're both really fortunate that we get to support teachers in the way that we do. It's great traveling around the state and seeing teachers in different districts and different schools at different grade levels, all working towards the same thing, and that's reaching their students in personalized ways. And it's cool that we can be adaptive and try to plug in to all those special snowflakes all across the country or all across the state.
Yeah, I don't know that there's snowflakes across the country yet.
No, just up in Petoskey.
Not even
mostly.
in Petoskey.
There's no snowflakes yet?
No, it's raining. I'd rather it snow.
So beyond us rambling, why would teachers want to listen to us?
Yeah, Jeff, I think it stems back to the fact that we're both a little bit nerdy about podcasts, and I mean nerdy in the most affectionate way. But we love podcasts, and we love that we can learn on the go, and that we can be entertained by them. And when I started thinking about educational podcasts, there's a lot of great podcasts out there. They can pick up a lot of great experts, and I enjoyed listening to them. But I think sometimes for teachers, after a long day, the last thing you want to do is sit down with an hour-long podcast that's really talking theory and things like that. And so what our idea is, and what we really hope you'll get out of it, is that you'll learn something new, right? Because we've got a couple of fun different segments or pieces that we're going to get into, or that it will pique your interest about something that maybe you already know, but hadn't thought about for a while. We want it to be fun. We want you to enjoy it. We want you to listen while you're going for a run or washing dishes or on your commute to or from work. Or what else? What else could they do while listening to our podcast? Just anything. Cleaning the house.
Podcasts are good for cleaning the house. Mowing the lawn.
Mowing the lawn, also good. I know Jamie, who we work with, loves podcasts because they're like a nice steady beat for her run, right? Whereas music goes up and down. We'll keep it even. So, but we also want to value your time, right? We know that as teachers, we've been there. It's crazy busy, and so we want to keep it, short but sweet and to the point. And we want to make sure that you hear from the people who are in classrooms day in and day out, because teachers have amazing stories and they don't always get told. So we want to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So should we talk a little bit about the segments, the reoccurring segments that we'll have?
Let's do it.
Okay, so the first one that we want to share with you guys is we're going to do a What We're Digging segment. And in this segment, we're going to highlight apps and websites that have promised to help out teachers and to help students learn. So we'll kind of give you a practical classroom application overview of these applications. And we'll share the links out in our show notes so you can go explore them for yourselves. And we know that playing with the tools is really what helps, but we'll just give you kind of a tip of the iceberg, kind of direct you towards checking those things out if you're interested in them.
Yeah, for sure. And then after that, if you haven't noticed, our podcast is called Campfire. And so we're going to have a very informal conversation where we're just chatting with teachers about what they're doing in their classrooms and those things that are amazing that, again, we don't always get to hear about. S'mores may or may not be optional.
They're mandatory.
Mandatory. Right.
Maybe we could do a Chubby Bunny challenge with all our guests.
Have you ever read that on the back of the marshmallow package, it specifically says, like, do not do that? I mean, it doesn't refer to the Chubby Bunny game per se, but it does say, like, there is a choking hazard. Do not eat more than one marshmallow at a time.
So, like, that would be, like, totally wrong if, like, we insisted that people do that.
Crossing the line. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe the teacher or our guest that we do have could show us their hidden teacher talent. Maybe they would play some kind of fun, a little corny trivia with us instead of the Chubby Bunny game.
That can be appropriate. We'll make accommodations for that. But maybe sure. I will always have marshmallows in my mouth when interviewing guests. That might be
That's like that new game, right? Where you put that thing that it's almost like what you used to have in your mouth when they were fitting you for braces or retainers, right? That thing we could play a game like that. That'd be fun.
That was the worst because it would always feel like it was running down your throat, even though like it really wasn't. Yes. But then like I had fear that, oh my gosh, I'm having flashbacks. I'm gonna have to let that go. But another segment that we're going to do is called #CampfireQ. And these are questions from you, the listeners, and you, the teachers. So if you have a question for us or a topic that you'd like to hear us chat about for way too long, or hopefully way short, because we're going to try to keep it brief, you can use Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, or whatever social media you can put a hashtag into. We're going to keep some tabs on that hashtag in the various platforms, and if we see a question or a topic idea from you, we will try to put it into an upcoming show.
Yeah, for sure. So we're super excited. We want it to be valuable. We want it to be useful for you. I'm gonna Snapchat this right this second. Okay, it's done. I'm sending it to you now.
Okay.
But if people want to listen and hear every time we have a new podcast out, how do they do that? Where do they go?
So the first thing is that if you got this podcast from somewhere and you're currently listening to it, then that somewhere is probably a good place to try to subscribe or revisit to see future or to listen to future podcasts.
Good call.
But we are on iTunes, Google Play Music, and other various podcast platforms. We'll have a bunch of links in the notes for this intro podcast so that you can make sure that you subscribe and check back with us later.
Yeah, for sure. So our first episode is coming out in December. That's our goal. So now that we've set it, it's going to be going live. Now we have to do it, right? There's no other option. But we're super excited about our first guest. And maybe, Jeff, should I tell him a little bit about his hidden teacher talent?
Yeah, do it.
So this person, I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it's super exciting because his hidden teacher talent, unless he has more that I don't know about, his hidden teacher talent is that at the end of each unit for his class, he writes a rap review song.
I don't even know. We got to see if
How
he'll
sweet
perform.
is that? You should probably start brushing up on your beatboxing skills.
We'll see what we can do. Okay. Super looking forward to talking to you again during that first cast, Erin.
Yeah,
And
you too.
for everyone else, we'll see you next time.